Okay, this is the four-wheeler I ended up picking up. It's a 2010 Camusa Jaguar. Overall, it's in decent condition. Mostly all the plastics are here. There's nothing horribly damaged. It does need carburetor work, so I don't have to worry about EFI junk on this one, like I've been worrying about on that Arctic Cat, which I sent back to the owner. It's got a winch, which I need for my plow mount. It's got this mount right here as a secondary plow mount, basically for the cable to go up and around. Gives you better travel. It's actually got studded hoops and casings on it, or I should say casings. The hoops are actually really nice, aluminum. This was actually used for ice racing to clear the path. Actually not too far from my house, about 5 minutes from my house. They were using this out there, even though I got this up near London, about 20 minutes from London. So, not going to give you an idea where I live, so just giving you ideas, rough ideas. It's got some aftermarket lights right here. It's also got, which looks to be turn signals up front. But, yeah. I found this on Facebook Marketplace. Basically, I was the first person to contact them about it over a week ago. Actually, it was not last Wednesday, the Wednesday before, or the Tuesday before. I was bidding on that Polaris. I'm happy I did not get that Polaris. That Polaris would have been nothing but a basket case. At the same time, I was hoping to be outbid on that. I found this. This one, big difference between the two, has ownership and is actually in a lot better overall condition. The casings on this are much nicer than that Polaris. The Polaris was all cracked up. He was actually going to take these off and put them on his Polaris that he has. It's a little bit nice, way nicer than the Polaris I was looking at. These ones are in a lot better shape. The ones that he has on his bike currently are nearly bald, and these ones have plenty of life left in them. I could remove the studs if I want to. Even though they are a little bit cracked, they still have plenty of life left in them, especially for a four-wheeler. He said the front should get a set of wheel spacers, just to help bring out the front end a little bit better. It does rub on hard turns, left and right. He said either cut away, I guess it's this bracket right here, trim that back on both sides, or put wheel spacers on it. I might do either or, haven't yet decided. But this was used for clearing snow when it comes to ice racing, so that's why they had studded casings on it. And where they used to do ice racing, or they still do it, but with COVID, it was not that great, and a lot of people did complain. It's only about 5 minutes from my house, but I picked this up near London, about 20 minutes from London. So, anyways, that's pretty much it on this. Currently, it does not run. It needs carburetor work. It being carbureted, I'm much more happier with that instead of EFI. Dealing with that EFI on that Arctic Cat was a nightmare. So this one's carbureted, which is good. Parts for these are readily available, and they are reasonably priced as well. It's got a newer belt on it as well. I'll probably pull that cover off and take a look at it. Nice thing is, this all uses standard hardware instead of Torx bits to get the covers off. On that Arctic Cat, it used all Torx, and none of them wanted to come loose. So I am missing a cover right here, and I'm missing a cover on the other side as well. Not really a big deal, just gives you better access in there. This will be stored in the new tent shed anyways, and it will be used around the yard when needed. It does have a hitch, which is nice, and I will be working on my plow mount at some point soon. I have an old Craftsman plow, that's what I'm hoping to use on this. It does crank over, but it cranks over really, really slow. It's actually got 2 batteries in it, which I'll hop up there in a second. I'll show what it looks like, and I'll turn the key on. But nice thing is, has ownership, has all this documentation, and everything it needs to have. I just noticed it does actually have a 12-volt port right here. It's got a hole right here, but again, stuff like that doesn't bother me. And it's just, it is what it is. As long as everything works the way it should, as long as lights work, possibly put an LED light bar across the front, I'm happy. Also, the seat's in decent condition. If you remember, the seat on that Arctic Cat was starting to get really cracked up. As you can see, dual batteries, little tiny guy and then a big guy. My plan was to add a lawn tractor battery in the back somewhere, or put a box on the back and put a lawn tractor battery in there. I might still end up doing that. I haven't yet decided. If you would have seen what this guy had in his shop, he has some pretty nice equipment. Unfortunately, the display is not working. It might not work unless it's running, but it does come on. Like I said, it will crank, but the batteries are definitely pretty low. So I gotta get it off of here, get it in the garage, get them on a charger. It was stored indoors, that's why it's as dusty as it is. And it's basically been sitting around for about 3 years, non-used. So that's why the fuel is bad. The tank has been lined. I don't know if I mentioned that already. It's a metal tank. So that's why they cut right along here to get the tank out. So if you're familiar with four-wheelers, it's a lot of work to get the tank out and get back in, do carburetor work. So if that cut, it definitely makes it a lot easier. That does not bother me at all. It's nice that it has a little windshield right here, and overall it's a halfway decent looking bike, and it will definitely do what I need to do with it. And it's a lot cheaper than that Polaris I had was. And with something like this, yeah, it was a bit of money, but wasn't as bad as what it could have been, or if I had to finance one and if stuff happened. Basically what I got from my Ford snowblower tractor paid for this pretty much, and that actually worked out really good. So I'll talk to them there. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment, and the stickers may or may not come off. Bye for now.